Hiya, and this is a follow-up on the inverter that I just repaired, because I got a comment saying that I missed out a blown out ring on a capacitor and it's down in this corner. So I've retook this apart and I thought I'd show it over because I can't really see what ring that is talking about. And it said it was in the left hand corner, which is up here. And I'll zoom right in on this now so you can actually see. I can't see which one he's talking about. The only one that I would think, looking back on the previous video, was this one back here, which in the video was showing up dark. I think that's because the viewing angle of the camera or lighting or something. I think I was back here, and before I cleaned it up it looks quite mucky. But as you can see on this one, these caps down here, these are all isolated from the actual from this trace, so they are okay. There's no actual blown out ones. I'll measure with a multimeter to check capacitance and whatever in connections are all okay, and we'll do that now just so that you can see that. And for soldering, they are in actual fact soldered on this side of the board, and it's these caps here. These two are 1 microfarad suppression capacitors rated at 250 volt, and yeah, these are in parallel in fact, so if we try and measure across either these two terminals, we should get around 2 mic. So we'll do that now. Hopefully we'll be able to see that. We'll measure it on this side, PCB side, because it's a lot easier to see what's going on. Sorry about the space, I'm having to find a quiet area because the place is absolutely manic at the moment, and yeah, it's the only spot that I can find. Right, so the components were over here in this area. So you've got 2 caps here, 2 caps are here, across each other, isolated on one side, connected on the other side. On the underside, these are actually connected together in parallel. Got a diode across here, and yeah, dot, everything else that you saw on the top. So got this set to measure capacitance. So if we measure across these, so it should be 2 mic, which, yep, there it is, 2 microfarad across the other one. Again, come on, pick it up. Difficult to get the bloody probes in my hands, are moving all over the place here. There we go, 2 mic, and just to prove that, 2 mic, there you go, 2 mic everywhere, 2 microfarads. That pin is isolated, that one is isolated, these two are joined. All these points down here, they're all isolated from this trace, all around here, this weird L shape. And yeah, you can actually tell that they're isolated because you've got the solder resist circling. There's no solder resist burnt out, there's no pad burnt out. You do have a solder connection, and yeah, they'll go over onto this side, all down, like I said, caps, diode back here. This is our just in here, if you can see that too well, probably not. Move that out of the way, there you go, you can see that now. So you've got diode in here for reverse protection of the actual battery, a couple of smoothing caps and whatever to get rid of any noise on this side. And they were, yeah, as you can see, they're isolated on the side. So the positives are isolated, negatives go down to that trace which is ground. Yeah, all okay. There's no other components which are actually blown out on this. I did double check over it, and yeah, everything looks okay. So I very much doubt that you get any trouble from this. And if you do move these caps about, you know, as if the board is flexing like you said, and you do have a bend the legs about a bit, you flip the board back over, and you know, you check the capacitances again, everything works out. Wait, get my meter back in there. Trouble is I've got gunk on. Would help if I plug my terminals in properly. There we go. We've got our 2 mic, and again on the rear one, our 2 mic Pro Hembries. Yeah, it's still fine. There's nothing much really wrong with this now, and as you can see after that spray down, all that crud is off the board. I've lifted some of the solder resisting place. You can see it just there, and just around this pad here where I got a little bit too aggressive with the scrubber, but that's not going to be a problem. Anyways, see you next time.